Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 147 of True to Size.
Nervous schmervous. That was fine. What's going on, everyone, and welcome to True to Size. We are a weekly podcast centered around the wild world of sneakers. I will be your host today. My name is Lawrence Hopkins, and I'm joined by the rest of the quaranteam. Yes, we are back being quarantined in our separate households. The rest of the quaranteam at Canada Got Soul, Mr. Joel Hernandez.
Yo.
Mr. Alvin Martinez.
What up?
And...
Oh, bars.
the pride of Halifax, but don't let her tiny feet fool you. She's got style that's unmatched, and her school game will school you.
Okay.
She's in the lead while everyone else chases. Let's put a bow on this thing and say what up to Lisa Laces.
Hey.
Wow, thank you.
Lisa, thank you for being here all the way from the wild, wild east. We appreciate it. We know it's past everyone's bedtime, but we appreciate you being here with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Absolutely. Oh, an honor. This might be the first person who has said it's an honor. So,
really?
Already guest of the year in my books, 100%. We've got a crazy good show for you guys this week. We're kicking it off with a fire round question from someone who is not me, and we're following up with more crazy pieces hitting the auction block. Then we're going to get Christmassy and NSR, but before turning our attention to our fabulous guest, Lisa Laces. Yes, it's her first time here, so of course she gets to play two of our favorite games, 21 Guestions and Joel.
How much is that?
And after that, we're going to touch on her Solography before getting to know a little more what it's like to be a sneakerhead in Atlantic Canada. But first, Alvin.
Fire round.
Yes, the fire round. We like to start every show with a quick hitting question from you, our listeners. And this week's question comes from Gerald Castro, good friend of the show,
what up,
long-time
Gerald?
listener. We appreciate you, Gerald. And he says, got a question for the pod. With Nike looking like they got a firm grasp on the sneaker market, what do you guys think they need to do to avoid or what do they need to do or avoid doing, in order to stay up there? So a lot of people will always ask, what do other brands need to do to take over? What does Nike need to do to stay where they are? While you guys think, he also adds, keep up the good work. Loving the added videos on YouTube gives me another thing to look forward to from you guys. Gerald, very kind words. Thank you very much. So I'll start it off if you guys want to think. The only thing I can think of, the reason that Nike was able to take back over when Adidas had their little stint of being number one was because Adidas kind of did it to themselves. Adidas really oversaturated the thing that people were after, which was like Ultra Boost, NMD, pretty much anything with Boost. And Adidas really oversaturated themselves and like flushed themselves out of the market. And Nike was kind of just there waiting in the wings to take over again. So I think what Nike needs to do is just ensure they don't oversaturate themselves and give the people too much of what they want. Or at least have other things coming down the pipeline. Like Off-White was their bread and butter for a while, and they kind of oversaturated it, but waiting in the wings was Dunks. So now Dunks are the big thing, and now Dunks are kind of starting to oversaturate themselves, and now you got to assume something else is coming. So my big thing would just be make sure they don't oversaturate themselves. Alvin, what about you? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I feel like Nike's got things planned like 5 years, 10 years in advance already. You can already see like the kind of trajectory they're kind of take next year with all the retro basketball that's going to be coming out. Like you're seeing like LeBron 8, South Beaches, you got the Grinch, Kobe 6s, like all the retro basketball that we were copying when they first dropped and was like chilling on shelves. They're going to be so hyped right now. Like it's going to be ridiculous, especially with the unfortunate events of earlier this year. Like retro basketball, I feel like is next year's bread and butter. Aside from the regular like Air Maxes and all the other stuff that they're going to drop that are going to be crazy, like I don't know, man. Like obviously other brands will have their shine because they're doing something right, but Nike's always somehow ahead of the game.
Yeah, so essentially I agree with you. I think they just need to always have what's next. Like like I said, they had Off-White, then they had Dunk waiting, and now next year it's retro basketball waiting to come back. Like every year there's going to be something, and unless they slip up themselves, then they're going to stay where they are for sure. Joel, what do you think? What do they need to continue to do to stay on top or avoid doing to make sure no one else takes that place?
Man, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if they're going to even slip. Like, they're just on that roll right now and, taking over, like, the NBA, like, even with, I think they took over Major League Baseball too, with the uniforms and stuff.
I think that's correct.
That's like taking off, like, merchandise, got the swoosh on it. Every kid's going to want to be like, their role player. And obviously they're wearing the swoosh. So, boom, there goes Nike again. So it's just a matter of time, man. Like, you know what I mean? They just gotta keep pushing and I don't even see them slipping at all.
Yeah, I feel like that Adidas for 2-3 years was kind of an anomaly. Like Nike's been ahead of the game for the most part of their existence. From what I can remember or what I've read at least. So, I don't see a lot happening to take over their place. But, Lisa, what do you think? What does Nike/Jordan need to do to maintain this top tier of the mountain status that they currently hold?
Well, I kind of agree with Joel. For me, Nike is the GOAT. I don't do the 3 stripes or anything like that. So I just think they should just keep doing what they're doing. The releases are so hard to get, and people always want what they can't have.
Oh,
yeah, 100%. They got to make sure, like I said, they don't oversaturate themselves. Don't sell yourself out. Let others do that for you. Good answers all around. And thank you, Gerald, for the question. That was a very thought-provoking way to start the episode. If you would like to submit a question for the fire round and have us answer it on the pod, please shoot us a message on Instagram or email us at canadagotsoul@gmail.com. Next up is the CGS picks. Each week, we all pick an upcoming sneaker to analyze, dissect, and give our thoughts on. Then we decide if it's poop, scoop, whoop-de-whoop, or Alvin's trademarked phrase.
Super cute.
Super cute, mate. And we're going to give honors of going first this week to the one with the best Australian accent, and that would be me. So I did a poll of all my best friends, and they all said I had the best Australian accent. So I get to go first. And my pick this week is the long anticipated. These were supposed to come out in the summer, and now they're slowly trickling in with official images and detailed shots. It's the Air Jordan 4 Sashiko. So there was a Nike Dunk SB that released earlier this year that had a similar pattern or inspiration behind it. And essentially the idea is in the Asian culture, Sashiko is essentially reworking older fabrics to make them new again. So that's what they did with the Nike Dunk. It was like a distressed denim, and they did a embroidered swoosh on the upper to make it new again. And these are a similar vibe. So it's kind of like a patchwork looking Jordan 4. You've got different patterns on all the different panels, including on the heel tab, including on the tongue. The laces they come factory lace, different colors. You've got actual patches throughout the shoe. It's kind of like a navy, but like greenish navy upper. It's a really interesting color. I really like these shoes a lot. You've got like a sail outsole, the same color on the wing, the plastic wing on the side, and on the heel tag, and a translucent or like milky-ish outsole. I'm a big fan of these. They're expected to release sometime holiday 2020. Like I said, they were they were supposed to come out in the summer, and then they got delayed, and now it looks like their official release date is supposed to be sometime in December. I'm seeing December 5th, but we know that's usually subject to change. I doubt I'll go for them because retail price is likely to be quite high due to the details. But they're like a whoop-de-whoop for me in terms of like how much I like them. Like these are a clean-ass shoe. I think that they deserve all the shine that they're getting. Like the detail and the intricacy of the patterns is like amazing, and you love to see that on Jordans. So yeah, I whoop-de-whoop for me. I just probably won't end up going for them because of the high price tag, but I really like them. Joel, what do you got this week?
All right, so what I got is the Nike Air Max 95 Indestruct in the neon color.
Boo.
So when you first look at this shoe, you're like, you're like, damn, that looks like something from the military. You know, it's like it's all like padded up. It's got like all these like it looks like plastic pieces on it and stuff, and it looks like you can like kick rocks and it won't even hurt your feet, kind of thing. But
Indestructible.
it's indestructible, exactly. But the more I see them,
Don't do
the
it.
more I love them. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, don't do it.
Yo, these are like, you can do anything with these, bro. Like, you can skateboard in these, you can surf in them.
You don't do any of
can,
those
like,
things.
I know, man, but like, you know, it's like it's indestructible, yo. But yeah, these are super cool.
You know what else
Like,
you can skateboard and surf in?
what's that?
Regular neon 95s.
Yeah, but then I can like scuff up my toe.
Sure.
These will never scuff up my toe. I feel like indestructible in these. But yeah, these are really cool. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, these drop November 30th. Cute. I'll give them a cute for now. But yeah, $200 US, which means it's gonna be like $500 Canadian or something like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, November 30th. But yeah, check it out, man. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know. They're getting a lot of mixed reviews. It seems like a lot of the OG guys are happy to see it because if I'm not mistaken, this shoe has come out before. But I think that, like Alvin said last week, everyone's just waiting for Neon 95s to come back. So this was just like a swift punch to the face that they were like, we know you want it, but not yet.
No. Yeah.
Jerks. Alvin, what do you got for us this week?
This week, I'm kind of bringing some of that homegrown talent. The good folks over at Better Gift Shop in Toronto have a collabo going on with Vans. So they did a Vans Style 36, and they also did a half cab. And man, my favorite pair from the two is probably they're both my favorite.
Yeah.
Just because honestly, they're both different, man. And the blue that they use is pretty much the blue that matches their logo on the shop, and like it's beautiful. Like the leather just looks hella supple and buttery, and that white, and like, come on. And plus it's like homegrown, like Canadian, like shout out to Abbey Gold. Like, man, I don't know. I love these, man. And they're set to release on November 28th on the web store. For the Style 36, you're looking at 160 CAD, which is about 123 USD, and then for the half cabs, you're looking at 180 Canadian, which is like 138 USD. I'm gonna call these shit. I want to cop them, but I shouldn't. But I'm gonna try. Fuck it. I'm gonna call these honestly anything like homegrown, anything made by Canadians. Yeah, man. I gotta try to mess with, because I mean, one, they're both amazing. Two, you gotta rep the Canadian, you gotta support the local. So I'm gonna try. Probably not gonna succeed, because I'm pretty sure these are gonna sell out. Yeah, November 28th. Good luck to everyone trying to cop, including myself. So wish me luck.
Yeah, I might be there with you, bro. I agree. You need to support all these, any Toronto or Canadian local shops, wherever you're from. But for us, obviously, Toronto and Canada, like, we need to make sure we keep getting them. So if you want to make sure you keep getting them, you make sure you give them love, and you make sure they sell out. So I'm sure they'll have no problem selling out, because I love that blue. Like, that pale, like, washed out blue is lovely. And then it's not quite white. It's like an off-white. And it's, really well done. I don't know what the difference is between the old school and what's it called? The Style 36. Yeah. They're very, very similar looking. I'm sure if it was a quote unquote old school, which it essentially is, it would be a little bit more hype. But no, I like these. I like the low one a lot, the Style 36. I think I might be there. Might be there with you, Alvin. What day of the week is November 28th? That's a Saturday. So Let's see. Get it. I'll text you.
Let's go.
Lisa, what do you got for us this week?
Okay, my pick for this week is the Singles Day Jordan 6. So it's an all black sneaker. It has actually embroidered on the it's with roses and basketballs and nets, and it has a lot of flowers on it. So I love flowers. So on the front it has a red heart-shaped lace overlay, and then it has a gold Jumpman hanging from the laces. So that's just super cute. It's got the premium materials, and it's going for $210 on November 25th. So
that's soon.
That's very soon.
Super cute.
Just a super cute for you.
Super cute.
Just super cute.
Are these a ladies exclusive or are these general release?
They're women's exclusive.
Women's exclusive. That's what I thought. These are cool. I like these. They're a little bit more subtle than some of the other ladies exclusives we've seen. But hey, I don't mind that. I think that's cool that they're not just...
I love the Singles Day releases. I got the Singles Day 4s. I think it was 2 years ago they came out in 2018. And the details on them were amazing. They had a secret layer underneath them, the all red 4s.
That's right.
Oh, nice.
Did you strip off that upper red layer on yours, or did you just keep them all red?
No, I kept it all red. Yeah, I kept a DS on that pair.
Boring. All right. Next up. This Week in Kicks. This is the part of the show where we discuss the current headlines and happenings in the world of sneakers. And as mentioned, we've mentioned it many times on the podcast this year. I don't know what it is about this year, but this has been the year of auctions of really, really, really cool things. And we've got another one, another really, really cool thing being auctioned off. So an historic piece of MJ history is up for sale as of now. So, like we said, it's been a poppin' year for sports memorabilia. We've got another banger that just hit the auction block, care of our good friends of the show with their very weird name, Sotheby's. So, the item in question, Michael Jordan's game-worn jersey from the infamous shattered backboard incident in 1985. Is now up for auction. So that's a really cool one. For those who didn't know before or don't know, the shattered backboards, they're black and orange, the Jordan 1s. They're not inspired by Halloween. They are actually inspired by the now legendary dunk by MJ in a charity game in Italy, where he literally, you'll never guessed it, shattered a backboard. So the color scheme is the same as the jersey he was wearing. Of course, it's black and orange, and it's inspired several Jordan 1s since about 2015 when they started bringing them back. The auction is live now on Sotheby's, and the starting bid is set at a modest, very soft $390,000 Canadian.
Oh, that was my bid, yo.
You're winning then.
I put up my house for it.
Yeah.
Our next Previously in Kicks is going to be a big one then.
Yeah, I'll be living in my Jeep, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to be in the middle of an empty field, but you'll have a really cool jersey. Signed, by the way. It is also signed, so there's that.
Nice. Are there pieces of shattered backboard in it?
There is no glass embedded in it anymore, unfortunately. I did look it up. There is no glass in the jersey.
It off.
Yeah, they must have shaken it off, maybe vacuumed it. They bugged it, and there's nothing left in it. Shout out to all the Filipinos. Next up, Previously in Kicks. This is the part of the show where we review our latest pickups and recap the latest happenings in our sneaker lives. We'll let Alvin go first because next week he's going to have a game-worn Michael Jordan jersey, so he's never going to top that, and we'll let him go first this week so he feels modest going into next.
What did I? Yes. So the good homies over at the Adidas hooked us up with the Pam Pam ZX 1000s. And Pam Pam's actually pretty dope because it's the first women's concentrated like exclusive store in the UK. They opened it up in like 2015, and basically all the sneakers and all the apparel that they brought into the store were catered to ladies, which is hella dope. Shout out to Make Way, who's opening also now.
Saturday.
As we speak.
Yeah.
Who are doing amazing things, and I feel like honestly in the near future they should have a collabo as well. But yeah, man, yo, these Pam Pams are crazy, dog. Like they got the suede, it's butter. They got like pink stripes on them, and then the cheetah print on them with like the synthetic pony hair is ridiculous, and like all the details they put on the shoe is like it's crazy. Peep our YouTube though, because there's gonna be a video there that should already be up by the time you listen to this. So
Ooh, something
like that,
new.
subscribe that, and comment on that, and tell us how much you don't or how much you do like it.
Either way, we want to know, but you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
And we're, by the way, check our Instagram yesterday. This doesn't really work. Yeah, we're doing a sneak preview of Make Way on Friday, which is the day before this releases. So hopefully you watched it yesterday. I guess that's hard to say. But I know that our guest this week, Lisa, had a VIP virtual tour of the store today. Do you want to give everybody your first impressions of the space?
It was honestly mind-blowing. I was just blown away by everything in the store, all the details, all the products, everything. It was just incredible what they have.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm very, very excited to see it tomorrow. We're cooler, so we get to go in person, but it's nice that you got a virtual tour.
I know, and I'm happy they're going to have an online store starting on Monday. So
there's some news.
Hi.
Ooh, see, there you go. Breaking news on True to Size. There you go. That's it for you, Alvin, this week?
I believe so.
It better be.
Until I get that jersey, we'll see what happens.
Wait a second. Didn't you meet up with somebody over, or are you not talking about that one? I saw.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, I totally forgot about that. So last week, after I chilled with Timbo on the Saturday when the other episode released, I met up with our good homie Heads Ain't Ready, who just had our big brother Joel on his podcast, Sneaker Dad. So hit up that podcast too. Yeah, yo, he hooked me up with the 09 Shadow ones. If you guys don't know the difference between those Shadow ones and the Shadow ones that came out recently, it's suede instead of like leather, or it's still a leather, but it's just super, super, super smooth. It does have a Jumpman on it, but I personally like the Jumpman on it because the quality on that specific pair is, I've always wanted that pair, man. And he hooked it up graciously. Like, there's honestly nothing wrong with it. He wore it a couple times, and it's pretty much still DS. You already know how John takes care of his stuff. He also hooked me up with like the Vault Ghost Racers, I believe they're called.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, always wanted that pair. Been eyeing it. It's on sale on other sites, but I just never pulled the trigger. And then he was just like, "Yo, just this price." I'm like, "Oh, damn it!" And then I copped. But yeah, yo, I'm done for the year until.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Okay. I was done for the year in January. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'm already done for next year too.
Yeah, that's fast. Shit. I want to tell the story because Alvin called me. I was talking on the phone. I'm talking to Alvin on the phone that Saturday, and he said, "Oh, I was out." Like, he mentioned that he was going somewhere. I was like, "Oh, you saw John?" Like, I knew he saw John. He was trying to keep it from me, but I knew he saw John because John posted it on his story, and I was like, "Oh, you saw John, huh?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What did you get?" He's like, "Just a couple pairs." And I guessed the exact 2 pairs that he purchased. I was like, "It was the Shadows and the Ghost Racer, wasn't it?" I felt like a overprotective girlfriend. Like, "Oh, you went and saw John, huh? What did he give you this time?" Mm-hmm.
Right.
Ghost Racers, huh? But yeah, exactly, yeah. But anyways, we won't talk about that now. I'll scold you later about it. Joel, any pickups for you this week?
Nothing for me.
Nothing for you. I almost thought that I didn't pick up anything, but then I would be lying because I remembered right before the episode aired that I did. But it was one of those ones where you throw it right in the closet, so I almost forgot about it. It's the Air Max 90 in the total orange colorway. So the remaster. I posted them on Instagram, and everyone thought I was like really, really cool because they thought they were the infrared, and I had to tell them, no, I'm not really, really cool. This is the one that's on sale right now. Yeah, it's the Total Orange Infrared 90, the remastered edition. They're really cool. The only beef that I have with them, there's 2 beefs. One of them is not the shoe's fault. One of them is the shoe's fault. I got them from Foot Locker, and there was no hang tag in it, and I didn't notice until I opened them at home. And that's rude. So Foot Locker, you know what you did. Some Foot Locker employee or some customer stole my orange hang tag. It's hanging from their rear view mirror in their car, and I'm really upset about it. But and it's the only one of the the remastered Air Max 90s that doesn't come in the cool retro box. And I don't know why that is. Because the reason I got them was because I have a space for that size box. Like, there's a space back there that's perfectly suited for that shape. And then I got it and I was like, fuck, I don't have space for this box. But that's my only beef. One of them is not the shoe's fault and one of them is the shoe's fault. Lisa, I know you are a frequenter on online shopping, so you probably have a Sean Go-esque haul to tell us about. But any pickups in the last week, month, year, whatever? Yeah, a couple months, whatever.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So I'll just keep it to my latest pickup, my very latest, which was the dark Mocha Jordan 1s.
Oh.
You know,
Nice.
I couldn't get the Travis ones because they don't come in my size. So these are going to be my Travis. I like them better, honestly. I think they're really nice. And I also got one of the Nike certified lover boy Drake t-shirts.
Oh, nice.
And that's really nice too. I really wanted the hat with the kiss mark, you know, the white Nike hat with the kiss, but I'm on the hunt for that one. I have to have that. So
I really wanted the socks from that collection, but I'm not paying like $100 for a pair of socks because no. I buy shoes on sale most of the time, so I'm not going to pay $100 for socks. Are you going to put pink laces in the Mocha Jordan 1s?
I don't think so. No. You know what my plan is? I want to dye the laces in coffee.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Cran, homie Cran. Yeah. The one who started the wave. Those are really cool. I think actually we'll do a quick plug. Our homie Cran actually opened a web store. I think it's called Cran's Coffee Shop or something like that. And he's selling coffee dyed laces to put in your Mocha Jordan 1s. So check out Cran's Coffee Shop, I believe is the website. He's only charging like $15. So I mean, for a pair of laces that are hand dyed, that's a really good deal. But yeah, they look so cool when they're that off-white, light brown kind of look with the coffee. Big fan. Good choice. Good choice on not pink laces. I would, if you could have said orange laces, and I would have said yes, that's better than pink. Just don't.
Ooh, orange.
Just don't.
Orange, bro.
That was a joke, but now I'm thinking that might be cool. All right. Next up, thumbs up, thumbs down. In this part of the show, we give our opinion on various sneaker-related topics with zero context or discussion. All we're allowed to say is thumbs up or thumbs down. And this week, I want to know. So we've mentioned it on the podcast many times. It seems like we know what shoes are coming out and when. Earlier and earlier and earlier and earlier. Like we just got a preview from Jordan Brand about pretty much every single shoe they're releasing in the next calendar year. Their sneaker leakers are bigger than ever. We know everything that's coming out with images and release dates and special packaging and everything. So I want to know thumbs up, thumbs down to really, really far in advance release info. Do you like having the release info really far in advance? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Joel's frozen. Alvin.
Thumbs. Ooh, thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Ooh, really? I'm going to go thumbs down, actually. Lisa.
I'm going to go all the way up on this one.
Really? No explanation. No explanation. Lisa, no.
Don't cut me out.
No, you're not allowed. If the listeners want to hear the explanation, they can write in and we can give it next week. Nothing. She is thumbs up and that is all. Joel, you're unfrozen now. How do you feel?
Up.
Thumbs up. Oh, I'm the only thumbs down. All right. I guess I lose. I'm the weakest link. Goodbye. Next up, NSR. We talk about sneakers a lot. So in this weekly segment, we're going to take 30 seconds out of the show to discuss something completely irrelevant to the world of sneakers. And it's, as we speak right now, November 19th, 2020. We are just over a month away. We'll say, 36 days away from Christmas. It feels like the year has...
To look a lot like Christmas.
Did you guys just both sing the same song at the same time?
Yeah.
Yo, we planned it, bro.
Yeah, duet.
This is the worst podcast on the planet.
Lisa, I know you sing too. Let's go.
I can do the harmony.
There you go. And I'll just beatbox behind. Anyways, I want to know, as Christmas is coming, tis the season, as they say. When is it time to put up the Christmas tree? I know some people are right after Halloween, like November 1st. Some people are week before Christmas. They're getting a real one. They don't want it to die and leave its little, whatever they're called, all over the place. Joel, when is the right time to put up the Christmas tree?
I'd probably have to say like December 1st.
That's fair. December Uno. That's a Monday this year, so you're gonna have fun with that. Alvin, what about you? When is it time to put up the Christmas tree?
I'm gonna say soon.
Soon.
No, I would say probably like a month or so before, or when you're like starting to feel like the Christmas spirit. I would say put it up. I mean, yo, you said it. Some people do it like right after Halloween, and they're like, "Yo, it's Christmas, bang!"
Yeah.
But it takes me a while to start feeling the stuff.
Christmassy.
But I mean, usually like a month before the tree will be up because we start shopping for all the kiddos and stuff. But yeah, we'll see.
That's fair. So that's in like a couple days then. That's like this weekend-ish or the weekend after. For me, I would probably say the same. It kind of depends on the mood. This year, I felt like I got in the Christmas mood a lot earlier. Like November 1st came and I was like, Christmas music time. Let's go. Give me that. Give me that CHFI. Give me all that Christmas music. It's time.
Mariah Carey Christmas.
Oh yeah, all of it. I need all the Christmas music. This year has been so shitty, and Christmas has been the only thing that's like, they can't cancel it. It's coming. So we're going to do it. So let's do Christmas music from as soon as possible. I'll say probably about the same as Alvin, like a month before. So either this weekend or next weekend, the tree will probably be up and decorated. I know that our guest this week is like Mrs. Claus. So I want to know, Lisa, when is the correct time to put up the Christmas tree?
Okay, the correct time to put up the Christmas tree is November 12th because it's the day after Remembrance Day.
Okay.
I hear that.
That's fair. So you want to, so it's not like Halloween then Christmas. I know you mentioned that Remembrance Day is bigger in Atlantic Canada. I like that it doesn't get overshadowed by Christmas is coming. That's very good.
Yeah, you got to have your poppy, and...
Yeah, you can't have your poppy and your Santa hat at the same time. That's just, no, you got to pick one at a time.
Go pumpkin, poppy, then tree.
Pumpkin, poppy, presents. Boom. PPP.
PPP.
And that was about 30 seconds. Next up, errors, edits, and e-messages. We're pretty smart guys, but from time to time we make mistakes. So if you catch us slipping, hit us in the DM and we'll let the world know that we goofed. And no goofing this week, thankfully. But our barber discussions last week did cause quite a stir. So first from Rushy Grant. He says, good friend of the show, he says, Lawrence, with the hard-hitting questions, that question about do you get offended if I wear a hat immediately after a cut is something I've always wondered. I also respectfully walk 10 steps outside the shop before putting on my hat. That's a real thing. It's a real concern. I don't know, maybe it's a Canadian thing. Like I'm concerned about being not nice enough and I just need to... I like it, bro. I'm not going to put my hat on. That's how much I like the haircut. And then once I get outside, I'm like, no, the hat's going on. But yeah, so I'm glad that Rushy agrees with me. And then also from Jay Wolfer, 73. This is a question for us. He says, would you let someone cut your hair if they were wearing slides? And he says, if yes, why don't you think men's toes are ridiculous? Sorry, I think he said disgusting, not ridiculous. I don't know why I wrote ridiculous. Why don't you think men's toes are ridiculous? Joel, would you let someone cut your hair wearing sandals?
No.
That was the most matter-of-fact no I've ever received from Joel. Alvin, would you let Jig cut your hair wearing sandals?
Yo, real talk, if Jig was comfortable in his sandals, I don't look at his feet. I don't see his feet. I can't look down or else my fade will mess up. You know what I mean? He can put on whatever sandals he wants. If he's comfy, I'm good, yo. Like, happy barber, happy hair, you know?
That's true. That's very true. They do say that. That is a common saying. I think I agree with you, and that's mostly because we know Jig really well. But like, if I walked into a new barber shop, like never been there before, and like, Jig was out of town or I'm on vacation or something, different city, and I'm like, I need a haircut. And I walked in and they're like, oh, that guy's going to cut your hair. And it's just some guy named Fernando standing there in like sandals. I'm like, I'm going to go to the next one. I think I'm going to go to the next place. So it definitely is dependent on the barber, not the feet, the barber. Lisa, would you let someone, I feel like it's different for females. Would you let someone cut your hair wearing open-toed shoes?
Yes, I would.
I feel like it's much different, and I don't know why. Because if you walk by like a salon, they're all wearing sandals and flats.
Cute
and
sandals.
Yeah.
Sandals, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if Jig was wearing some cute sandals, I would be okay with it.
Yeah,
Anyways.
gladiator sandals, bro. Come
Oh
on.
yeah, I
Gladiator.
think that our barber could really get away with that. He would look good in gladiator sandals. His favorite movie is 300. So, all right. Anyways, next up. It's not even gladiators. Next up. Let's get past. We're not talking about gladiator sandals anymore. Next up, the moment everyone's been waiting for. We do have our guest here, Lisa Laces.
Yo, let's go.
Once again, thank you for being here. She took her cap off. She's getting stressed out because she knows what's coming. It's 21 Guestions. It's very simple. There are 21 questions. You just have to give us the first 21 answers that come to your head. There are no right answers, but there are also no wrong answers. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Question number 1, air or boost?
Air.
Question number 2.
Don't have any boost experience.
Perfect. Question number 2, crew socks or no-shows?
No shows.
Question number 3, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Ooh, that's incorrect. Question number 4, pineapple on pizza?
Hell yes.
Hell yes. Question number 5, Kobe or LeBron?
LeBron.
Ooh.
Yay.
Slightly less cheering for that one.
Yay.
Question number 6. What is smaller, a molecule or an atom?
You can do it.
Incorrect. It's an atom. An atom is smaller. Question number 7. Laces tied tight in a bow or hanging and loose?
Hanging and loose.
Question number 8. When you get dressed in the morning, is it sneakers then outfit or outfit then sneakers?
Ooh. Sneakers then outfit. For me, it's all about the sneakers.
100% correct. Question number 9. Favorite sneaker brand other than Nike or Jordan?
Gucci.
Okay.
Seems like that's cheating, but we'll take it. Question number 10. What is the closer planet to the sun? Is it Venus or Saturn?
Saturn.
It is Venus by quite a bit. Question number 11. Jordan 1s or Dunks?
Jordan 1s.
Question number 12. Who is the most influential person in sneakers right now? Virgil. Question number 13. She had that one ready. I feel like she had that one in the chamber. Yeah. That was the quickest. She answered that one quicker than what kind of socks she wears.
I had that one in the back pocket.
Question number 13. Original boxes or drop fronts?
I'm going to say neither for me because my closet, I have built-in cabinets, so I'm going to go built-ins.
All right. Big unnecessary flex. Question number...
Subtle flex.
Question number 14. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
Oh.
Wow, that's just...
You got her on this one, bro.
I found the stumper.
She's stumped.
I'm gonna go BSB. You know what?
That's the correct answer. That's the correct answer. Get it. Question number 15. Glow in the dark or 3M?
Glow in the dark.
Question number 16. Favorite Jordan model above the AJ14?
I'm gonna go with 34 only because the Zion shoes that he designed, and the 35s maybe because of Bio Boys. But.
Okay, I like those. Question number 17. Which sneaker do you wear the most?
I wear the off-white 4s.
Oh my god, We're not done with the subtle flexes. Okay.
Subtle
I wasn't
I've
ready.
been wearing them so much since I got them. The other day I was in the grocery store with them on barefoot, and I'm like, this has to stop.
This is too much
Yo,
now.
it's like her new slipper, bro. It's
Literally.
Like her new slipper, guys.
I know.
Oh, gotta take out the garbage. Where's my off-white 4s? Question number 18. This is for all the Atlantic Canadians. Lobster or crab?
Lobster.
Question number 19. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's more of a burger.
Oh, okay. Interesting. She was ready with that one, too. She chose very strange questions to be prepared for.
You got me on the back.
She really had one in the chamber for is a hot dog a sandwich? Question number 20. What is your number one grail?
The Jordan 1 Union Los Angeles Blue Storm.
Okay. Question number 21 then. Would you rather receive your number one grail or 3 other pairs from your top 10?
I'm going to have to go number 1, honestly, because I have like 3 spots left in my closet, so space is very limited.
There you go.
That's kind of another subtle
Good
flex,
answer.
but it's also a sad thing to hear because that means less shoes on the horizon. But I'm sure you'll find a way to make them fit.
It's also going to mean a closet expansion. So.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll mean drop fronts or original boxes. Who knows? Maybe not. Okay, she made a bad face. All right. Anyways, solely because of the Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC question, you got 1 out of 21. So that's not bad. That's not a bad showing. And it's time for our next and newest, and some would say our favorite game. Alvin?
How much is that?
That's right. How much is that? But this time with a twist. So we're playing, for the first time, we're playing How Much Is That with a female guest. Usually we would do last sold price of a size 9 on StockX. This time we're going to do last sold price of a 6.5 on StockX.
Let's go.
6.5, and every single pair is a women's shoe.
Let's go.
And I do want to just shout out that this wouldn't have been possible like 2 years ago because there was not any cool women's shoes. And that's nothing against women's shoes. The brands never made them. So shout out to the brands for actually doing stuff for the ladies because it's been long overdue. And we've got some bangers in here. And the first one on How Much Is That? The first shoe, women's Air Jordan 4 off-white sale. You should know. Versus the house slippers versus women's Air Jordan 1 high patent UNC/wind chill. So I think you own those too, but 2 of them. Is it 2 pairs of the UNC wind chill patent Jordan 1s, or is it 1 pair of the Air Jordan 4 off-white in the sale colorway? Joel wants to know.
How much is that?
This is
I'm stressed.
mad stressful.
2 or 1?
2v1. What do we think, Lisa?
I'm going to go with the off-white 4s.
Off-white 4s.
Final answer.
Final.
Good answer,
Lisa.
Is it a good answer?
Is it?
Oh.
There we go.
Did she pick with her heart or her mind? We're about to find out. So, as we do, we choose the one you did not pick first, and that would be 2 pairs of the women's Air Jordan 1 high patent UNC, aka the wind chills. 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
1 pair, the last sold price, $795 and a 6.5. Multiplied by that by 2, I'll do the math for you. $1,590.
Ooh, damn. I
Ow.
wasn't expecting that.
Everyone feels less confident in Lisa now. Anyway,
she got this. We good.
The one that she chose, the women's Air Jordan 4 off-white in the sale colorway. Potentially at the end of the year, one of the shoes of the year, I think. Definitely did better than most people expected. Love that shoe. Great shoe. Lisa loves that shoe. She chose with her heart. The last sold price of a 6.5 of the Air Jordan 4 off-white in the sale colorway on StockX is...
Oh my god!
$1,335.
Oh.
Significantly less. You were wrong.
It's okay. Now she can cop a second pair so that she can just keep wearing the other ones as slippers.
There you go. That means that they're not that expensive. Other things
they're
are
not
more
that
expensive. That's sneakerhead logic. Other things are more expensive than this thing, so this thing isn't that expensive. That's words to live by. All right. No one remembers the first one. Everyone remembers the last one. The last one is the one that counts. This is the buzzer beater. This is the one that all of the listeners will remember until the day you die, Lisa. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
No pressure.
More ready.
You better be more ready. The first one. Women's Air Jordan 1 High Satin Shattered Backboard.
Oh, shoot.
One of the new OGs, we'll say, of the women's sneaker movement.
Right.
One of the ones that set it off. Versus the women's Air Jordan 1 Mid Fearless Melody Asani collaboration.
Ooh.
So these are the almost like the what the looking Jordan 1 Mid. It's a mid. With the writing on the midsole, the cool watch bling, lace Dubray. Alvin wants to know, Lisa.
How much is that?
What do we think? Which one between those, just one pair of each, is the more expensive pair?
Okay, I'm going to go with the Melody Asanis.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. All right. Are you sure?
It's looking good, I'm sure.
Okay. She just checked StockX herself. All right.
Final answer.
So we go with the one you did not choose first, and that is the women's Air Jordan 1 High Satin Shattered Backboard. Crazy cool shoe. Anything with a full satin build is dope. One of the original gangsters in terms of new school women's shoes. Last sold price on StockX in a size 6.5 is $938.
Okay.
Up there. Can a Jordan 1 Mid be more expensive than that? We're about to find out.
Yes, they can.
The Jordan 1 Mid Fearless Melody Asani collaboration. One of the shoes of the year last year, some people touted. Last sold price on StockX in a size 6.5 is $1,504.
Hey, let's go.
1 and 1. 1 and 1. We'll take that. We'll take that all day. All right. So before we get into some things about Atlantic Canada and being a sneakerhead, because we are curious, we recently talked to a shop owner of an Atlantic Canada sneaker shop, and that was very interesting to hear that kind of perspective. But we also want to hear the perspective of a consumer and an actual sneakerhead in the Atlantic Canada bubble. But first, we want to know, Lisa, what got you into sneakers in the first place? How did this expensive hobby start for you?
For me, it actually started with the Air Max 90, so I was pretty crazy about those for a while, and that sort of was the gateway into Jordans. And my first pair of Jordans was the Shy Pink Jordan 5.
Oh, nice.
And then my second pair was the White Grape 5. So I was really into 5s at first, and I still am. But I used to be too.
How did you get into the 90s? Was it just like a walk into Foot Locker and love at first sight situation, or were you introduced to them by somebody?
No, I think I've always just loved shoes. Yeah, I love any shoes, but it's the Nike and the Jordan for me that really does it.
Love it. Okay, so what's kind of keeping you into sneakers? We know, we talk about it all the time, how stressful it is being into sneakers, especially as a Canadian now. I can only imagine it's tenfold being a woman sneaker. I don't even know what I'm saying. A lady sneakerhead, trying to, like you mentioned, the Travis Scotts didn't even come in your size. You can't even get half the shoes that release because they don't come in your size at all. And if they do, it's even more limited than the men's sizing. But what's keeping you into sneakers now, all these years later? Why are you still doing it?
You know, you're right. It really is a real grind being a sneakerhead. You know, you're always chasing that next pair. And for me, it's just, they keep coming out with amazing releases. And like you said, the women's releases are unbelievable. So for me, I think I just want to sort of focus on that more and kind of curate my collection a little bit and get more of the ladies' releases that I've kind of missed out on.
You did mention you only have 3 spaces left, so you really have to start curating from here on out.
I'd love to have the Melody Asanis. That's definitely on my hit
Yeah,
list.
those are beautiful.
There you go.
Yeah.
You now know the price you'll have to pay. Yeah, not cheap. So, as we mentioned, you hail from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Shout out to all the listeners in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I think the population is about the same size as a small school bus, so I'm sure that not that many listeners, but I'm sure there's a couple. There's at least one in Lisa Laces. But what's it like being a sneakerhead in such a small city, especially a small Canadian city? Like, do you find it hard to get releases? Do you find that it's difficult to get things shipped because you're so far from the central hub that would be considered like Montreal or Toronto? Like, what's the experience kind of like for you?
Yeah, it's honestly almost impossible to get pairs around here. There's not very many sneakerheads, obviously, but especially because I wear a smaller size, so it's really hard to get them. But before COVID, I used to be able to travel and I could, fly to New York and get a pair if I wanted to, but
Subtle
it's 2020 and it's totally changed. So it's definitely changed the way that I get pairs. So I'm always looking for Canadian online shops and everything that you could save the duty on and, support local and all that stuff. But
what's your favorite Canadian shop right now? Shout them out.
I'm going to shout out Central in Montreal.
Oh,
very cool.
True. Yeah,
Their
those guys
prices
are dope.
fair and their shipping is lightning fast. And that's the thing for me. Like you said, I'm pretty isolated on the East Coast. So, if somebody can overnight something to me,
damn,
I really appreciate that because what it's like, you buy something, you want it now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, especially if you pay a good chunk of money for it, you definitely want it quicker.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
you mentioned, I feel like you said it in passing, and I'm not sure if people understand how serious that was, about flying to New York to pick up a pair. You told me a story about that exact situation. Can you tell the listeners that story? Because I thought it was completely insane, and I think everyone else needs to hear it too.
It's actually funny because it was the Jordan 1 UNC Blue Chills that I was going to get.
Jeez.
And I had to have them. So they were coming out and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get them. So I called my mom and said, hey, do you want to go to New York? And she said, yeah, sure. When? I said, tomorrow morning. And we flew out. And the first stop was Flight Club and I got them there. So
Oh my gosh.
it was pretty exciting.
That's living the life times 100, I must say. I'm jealous of that. That's so close. How far is New York from Halifax? It's got to be pretty close, right?
I think it's about the same distance as Toronto to Halifax. Yeah.
I've never flown to New York, so I don't know the flying time, but I know it's not a long flight. What's the, you kind of mentioned that there wasn't a lot of sneakerheads, but what's the community like, if not in Nova Scotia, then in Atlantic Canada as a whole? Like, is it big? Is it small? Is it a tight-knit one? Because I feel like in Toronto, we have a huge community now, but if you've been in it long enough, you see a lot of the same faces, everyone kind of by name, if not by face. And it's relatively tight knit. Like if you go to a lineup, you'll see familiar people. You have like a network of people that you can hang out with and call friends. Is it similar to that in Atlantic Canada or in Nova Scotia? Like, do you have that kind of community there yet? Or is it just such a small population that it's kind of just, you don't really know anybody else who's into sneakers?
It really hasn't taken off that much down here yet, but we do have a couple streetwear stores and a couple really nice sneaker boutiques now. So it is pretty exciting to see people getting into sneakers. I get a lot of DMs from people, asking me for their opinion or girls wanting to get into sneakers and what pairs are around or what I think would be nice. So it's really nice. Like, I just love hearing that. And it's the community. The sneaker community is everything, really.
Yeah, I love the sneaker community. We talk at length on the podcast about how beautiful a community the sneaker community is. And yeah, they show it every single day to us, and around the world you see how cool sneakerheads really are. So you mentioned what it's like being a sneakerhead in small city and a small Canadian city. What's it like being a female sneakerhead in a small Canadian city. So you mentioned that there's not a lot of releases. Like, we know our good friends over at Courtside Sneakers, they get a good chunk of stuff, but he mentioned to us how small their quantities usually are when they do get a release, and I can only imagine it's 10 times smaller for lady sizing or GS sizing. What's the kind of experience for you being a female sneakerhead?
It's actually, you know what, it's not too bad. I really can't complain. I have been lucky so far. Usually if I go to Foot Locker, I'm the only one looking for a size 5, so chances are I'm going to get it.
That's a good answer. And do you find that, like, when you do have to buy online, or if you buy from like a boutique like Central in Montreal, that you have the same experience? Like, it's not too bad, or is it still kind of like trying to find older pairs in your size? Is it kind of like not the easiest sometimes?
No, it's not easy. That's for sure. But if I do see a pair in my size, you know, it's a pretty easy cop for me because, you know, I'm always looking to diversify the collection.
Except if it's an Adidas, right? As long as it has a swoosh on it, you're down to diversify the collection, is my understanding.
Exactly. I can't branch out too much.
She only has 3 pairs left in her closet.
Yeah, she has 3 slots left. 3. Like, once those are full, she's gonna stop collecting forever. So they better
I'm just gonna retire.
Yeah, they better be a good 3 pairs. What's next for you? What's next on your hit list? You mentioned that you picked up the and I'm jealous, the Mocha Air Jordan 1. What's next for you? Because you mentioned you want to look for older stuff. So is there something you have your eye on right now that you're kind of looking for?
Well, I would like to have the, like we said, the Melody Asanis. I'd love to have the Travis ones. I'd love to have the Blue Storm Union ones. And another pair I'd love to have is the Guava Ice Union 4s.
Oh.
How many of those actually came in your size, though?
Not
a lot of them.
It'd probably have to be a sample pair or something.
Oh, man.
So as we know, those are super affordable, so that'll be no problem for you. You mentioned when I asked you some things you wanted to talk about that you have a different opinion on the pink it and shrink it in terms of women's releases. When we say that, we mean what brands used to do is, oh, it's a women's shoe. Okay, let's make it pink and make it smaller, and now it's a women's shoe. There's no real thought put into it. They just, like I said, pink it and shrink it. And you said you kind of have a different opinion on that. What is your opinion on the whole pink it and shrink it thing?
Well, for me, honestly, you know, pink it and shrink it is kind of negative, but for me, I love pink. I have a ton of pink Jordans. So, you know, if there's a pink J, I'm likely to copy it.
And that's just because you are a fan of pink.
It's the
best. So that's why she's very down with the older Air Jordan releases, because that's the life they used to live was pink it and shrink it. What more do these big brands need to be doing for female sneakerheads, Lisa? Like, I feel like they're starting to do more, which is awesome. But what do you want to see more coming from all these big brands for catered towards the female sneakerheads?
I would love to see them do like a full-size run on all their releases. And a lot of the men's clothes, the smallest size that comes in is a size small. So even if they could do like an extra small, that would be great too.
I never even thought of that, the clothing. Yeah.
Even the apparel, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Some of that apparel they come out with the sneakers is ridiculous. And like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I never even thought of that because... Yeah, the women's stuff is very different from the men's stuff. But if you want like a women's graphic tee, it's still probably living by the pink it and shrink it model where it's like some like rose or something. Like you want like a cool Jumpman on a women's t-shirt and it's probably impossible to find. I never even considered that would be an issue. So you kind of touched on it, but the whole like full size run thing, obviously we 100% agree with. Like I think every shoe should come from 3.5 up to $1.5 million. Like it should be available for every person. But how do you feel about these brands? And we asked Abby and Shelby about this, and they kind of were not a big fan of it. Our friends at Make Way, about these big brands who say, okay, this is a women's only release, but it's going to go up to a size 15. So it's not really a women's only release. We're going to say it's a women's release, which means it's going to start at a size 4, but we're going to make it up to a size 15, which none of our other shoes come in, so that all the guys who wear size 13 can still fit into it. Do you feel like that's kind of a cop-out, or are you kind of okay with it?
No, honestly, I'm fine with it because I just love seeing people rock their kicks. So, if you're 15 and you want a pink Jordan, you go right ahead. You rock it.
Lisa's
As long
too.
as I can get a pair.
That's the kicker. As long as she
Don't
gets a
take
pair.
her size 5, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't take her size 5.
It's beef.
All the size
it.
15s can fight over that, but Lisa needs to get her size 5. Lisa's too nice for the world, but we do thank you for being here, Lisa. This was incredibly fun. Hopefully you'll join us again sometime and do better on 21 Guestions. But other than that, we really enjoyed having you. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us.
Honestly, I can't thank you guys enough for having me. I'm really happy I wasn't the episode after the StockX episode. Sorry, Anthony, he was great, but that was amazing. That was so cool.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
Nice.
I thought it was pretty good as well. Like we said, Lisa, thank you so much for being here. It's probably well past your bedtime because it's already approaching our bedtime. But thank you for joining us. Thank you to everyone who has supported and or been a part of the podcast. Wherever you're taking in the episode, please leave a comment, review, follow, and or subscribe. We've got a Facebook group we use as a forum, sell stuff, and connect with you guys called CGS Talk. You can find it on facebook.com/groups/cgs.talk. We've also got a website we use for reviews, recaps, stories, and much, 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 much more called CanadaGotSold.ca. Do not forget to use hashtag CanadaGotSold on Instagram for a feature. I have been Lawrence Hopkins. You can find me at LDoggyStyles on Instagram. Woof.
I'm Joel Hernandez. You can find me at Joe Dooney, JO_D3OsNEY.
My name's Alvin Quincy, and you can find me at MISTERQ and then Mars.
And Lisa, let the people know where they can find you.
They can find me at Lisa Laces.
Easy peasy. Lisa, thank you again, and thank you for listening to us talk about sneakers for 147 episodes, and please remember to rock your kicks. This has been True to Size. We have been CGS and Lisa Laces, and we are out. Peace. Pank it and shrank it. Lisa, that was very fun. Thank you.
Yo,
That
you
was super
killed
good.
it.
Yeah.
You did so good.
Thank you.